Good morning, everyone. Let me get my screen shared here. Good morning. Welcome to Trading Together. I'm Mel Gacee. Today is Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Today is Monday. It's February the 2nd. It's Groundhog Day. And apparently the groundhog saw his shadow. Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow. So for those of you who are living in those areas that don't usually get hit by cold, but have been getting hit by cold, apparently we've got 6 more weeks of winter. So welcome, everybody, to the Monday edition of Trading Together. We are here live and we're going to take some trades today. Hopefully, if we get the right setups, we're going to analyze the market and I'm going to answer all of your questions and comments. So if you're here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Drop your name in the chat, ask your questions, jump in there. This is a friendly, interactive place. I want everyone to feel safe about taking trades here and asking questions. So come on in, the water's fine. All right. So I am actually looking right now to possibly trade some puts here. And I'm looking at the 695s. I'm not in just yet, but I'm liking them. And there we go. I guess we won't get in right this second. It's been slightly trappy this strong push up, but now we're getting a bit on the minute chart. So I'm watching this. We'll see if this move continues down. It's been a very strong push up so far today, but we'll see if it continues down. It is starting to kind of roll over here. We're pausing right here, Friday's high of day. So I'm kind of waiting to see what we do here at this level. But I do kind of like puts maybe if it continues to travel down. We had a wild overnight session. We were down almost 100 points or somewhere over 100 points at the worst of it last night. And then we opened with a slight gap down this morning and then bang, we just climbed very strongly. Very strong climb up to 695. And now we're kind of pausing. So I'm watching here closely to see if we're trying to move down. The VIX is starting to move back up again as well. So right now we are holding Friday's high of day, and that's an important level. And as you guys know, if you followed me at all, is that I do mark off high and low of day previous, and I do mark off high and low overnight levels, and I'm always watching them. All right, we are breaking the high of day. Keeping an eye on it. 22 points. It's a little bit of an extended move. That's why I'm being careful here. I need my whole moving average. I don't even know why it's turned off. So we are still kind of holding here. So no trade for me just yet. We might want to wait until the moving average turns over and then comes back down. I don't know. I'm just waiting to see this reaction here at the high of day from Friday. That's kind of the level I'm watching here. BD, good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it. If you guys are here and you haven't said hi yet, drop your name in the chat. You know, I'd love to meet you and answer your questions or comments. This is, like I said, this is a friendly, interactive place. So your comments and questions are always welcome here with me. All right. Getting a little push here. So I'm glad we didn't jump on that put just yet. So what I do here is I day trade options and I day trade what's called 0 DTE. So that means that I'm trading options that expire today. 0 DTE stands for 0 days to expiration. There are not a lot of products that offer that. There are just a couple. The SPY is one, the IWM is one, the Qs are one. Gold and silver are moving in that direction, but they don't have everyday expirations just yet. They are moving in that direction though. So, and I don't trade gold or silver, especially in light of what just happened. My goodness. I will say this about the move on in silver on Friday. That was dirty. That, in my opinion, that was very dirty manipulation. And they never halted. They never used the circuit breakers. And they are supposed to use circuit breakers when stocks move down in a really fast way. They are supposed to put the circuit breakers on, which means that they stop, they halt the trading and let everybody have a cooling off period, and then they restart trading in 15 minutes. So those are what the circuit breakers are for. They never executed circuit breakers. And a lot of people who got in at the top were left holding the bag. The criminal part of all of it is that physical silver never really lost its value. We did see spot move down, but dealers were just plugging in premiums. So the actual physical value of silver, and gold dropped too, but silver was the main one, never really lost its value. And so what does that tell you? It was all in the paper trades, in the ETFs, and it was just a shame. And they had hiked the margins on these accounts 2 days before. They hiked the margins on the 27th of January. On the 29th of January, they crashed it. And so part of that crash is when they hike these margins so high that now people are stuck in margin calls. They don't have any choice. When you're stuck in a margin call, your broker will sell you out. You don't have to agree. They reserve that right. And so sometimes that in itself can start a waterfall of selling. So it was just a big, in my opinion, manipulation all the way around. And it was just another way of taking money out of the hands of retail and putting it into the institutions. And it's frustrating and it's dirty, but I personally don't trade when products are super volatile like that. That for me is a flashing red flag. I don't trade those. I don't trade them anyway. SPY is pretty much my bread and butter, but that's one of the main reasons that I don't trade those things, because they are highly manipulated. When you see those things go parabolic, you know big money is in there, and big money has the advantage. Unfortunately, they just do. Gavilan is here. Good morning. Good to see you. All right. So we were getting some put signals, but it's turned back up again. So we're basically right now, we've had this strong run from the open and a little dip here, a little dip here. Eggie, good morning. What's the plan for now? Great question, Eggie. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Because we're looking at this chart again. Last night, you need to see last night to get the full picture. Let's move out here to the 30-minute. Look at this dip. We came all the way down to 68.66 on the futures chart, which is Over 100 points below where we are now. Very unusual move in the after hours. And then what did they do? V-shaped recovery right into the open, and then boom, they just pushed it from the open. So we're sitting at about 30 points higher than yesterday's close. And so, yeah, you can see this V shape. It's unusual to see this in the after hours, but that is exactly what happened. And that is still the trajectory is up right now at this moment. So, great question, Aggie. We're going to be looking at how to trade this, because what we're looking at now is, again, this V-shaped overnight, then a push at the open, tiny pullback, bitty pullback, and now back to the range. So right now from about 10 o'clock Eastern to current, about 11 o'clock Eastern, for about an hour, this has been range bound. I traded a couple of puts here. I traded a losing one over here, and then I traded a winning one here and here. So two of them, I should say. All right, Anna is here. Good morning. So right now, Eggy, as usual, for when we meet at this time frame, it seems like we get the sideways action almost every day. I don't know if you all have noticed that, but we start at 11 a.m. Eastern, and that usually drops us right into this sideways action time frame. But we will break it. We will move above or below it. We just right now have to watch for the range to break, and you can see it right here. So the high of the range sitting at 695.7 on the SPY, and the low kind of right in here at 693. It's about a 20-point range. So we're going to watch that. We're going to look here at the volume. Volume has picked up on the put side. It has, it has been stronger, of course, to the call side. So the biggest volume right now on the call side is sitting at 695. And the biggest volume on the put side is sitting at 694. That is range bound. When we see that, when we see the calls and the puts right here at the money together, that's range bound. So looks like it's trying to push this top again. Let's see how far we get. And I'm going to take a quick look at our gamma, and we're sitting in positive gamma by about 1.7 billion. So that's a decent amount. Actually just changed here, 2 billion positive gamma, with our call wall sitting at 695, which we've already hit. The put wall is sitting at 690, which we have not hit. So if we take a look at where the low was today, I shouldn't say we haven't hit it. We opened below there, but and we visited here at 690, 691, 692, but we haven't really spent any time at 690. We did open below it, but we've just had a strong push upward ever since the open. So right now it's the up and down. We are over the VWAP, so we have to bear that in mind. We're looking at positive flow usually when we're over the VWAP, so we're watching that. We did get a rollover on the MACD right here just a few minutes ago at 11:09 Eastern. So we're just watching this. The whole moving average is showing us positive move to the upside, very small, nothing big. So still within the range. So for me, I'm waiting for the range to break, Aggie, to the up or the downside. Again, up over 695.7 or down below here, somewhere roughly below 694 is what I want to see. So 695.7. Again, that's exactly what the volume was telling us on the option chain. These are where our levels are, 694, 695. And let's see how much volume we've got at 696. We do have some. Got some volume sitting here at 696 on the SPY on the call side. So looks like it may want to try and tag that. We got, like I said, up to 695.7. but we haven't quite beaten that yet. All right. So just watching here. So far, the flow, like I said, is very bullish today. The VIX popped up to 20 in the overnight trading. So when the VIX pops 20, that is a warning sign, right? But it came down at the open. So we opened on the VIX. I mean, you can see it's just been dropping all day. Let's make this tinier so you can see it. It's been pretty consistently dropping all day, which corresponds to the market rising. And you guys remember, I talk about the VIX every day. The VIX is the volatility index. It is derived from going out to the S&P 500 options and looking at those options a month out. The VIX is also known as the fear gauge. So as the VIX sees that options are getting a little skittish, investors are getting a little afraid, the VIX is looking at those options and it starts to rise and it says, ooh, people are getting a little nervous here. So as the VIX rises, people are getting nervous, the market tends to drop. And of course, as the VIX drops, the market is becoming complacent and the market is rising. So I keep an eye on the VIX every day. I keep it right down here on this